Hello. So I wanted to talk about black versus white versus biracial in this video. So I'm biracial, as you know, or if you haven't been here, I have a white mom, Polish and Italian, and my dad is African American. We sometimes get this thing where people are like, well, what are you? Are you black? Are you white? Sometimes it seems like people don't understand you can be a combination of things. So yeah, I kind of wanted to get into that aspect. So yeah, my mom is European and my dad is African American. I see myself as a combination of those things, but you know, some people will be like, well, what are you? Um, it seems like some people have a problem understanding, because it's like, how can I stereotype you and how can I fit you into my puzzle? So yeah, this kind of got me thinking a little bit. So yeah, I've always felt closest to my Eastern European heritage, which to me is not surprising because that's the most of what I am is Eastern European. My mom is majority Eastern European. My family came from Eastern Europe, so yeah, to me it's not a shock, but yeah, I was, always fond of my African American side as well, the way I grew up thinking about it and the experiences I've had. So, in America, we've had like the one drop rule and you are what your father is, that sort of thing. I never related to that because I feel like my European heritage is very rich. I feel like the European culture is very rich. I've always been drawn to Eastern Europe, Poland, Italy, and Celtic, like Ireland and Britain, and those are the components that make up the portion of my European heritage. So yeah, I've always loved those cultures. So I don't understand why I would discount a significant portion of me. But, you'll have people try to browbeat you into only claiming your black side. Like, you'll have black people doing this, saying, like the world is going to see you as black. That hasn't been true in my experience. Or they'll say things like, no one else will accept you. We're the only ones who will accept you. As far as acceptance and things of that nature, I never really looked at it in that way. I just take things on an individual basis. I don't really try to fit myself into, specific places. I just let things happen as they may. But yeah, I don't go around saying, I'm black. I don't go around and say, oh, I'm Polish, because I respect their identity. And, I like to respect people's boundaries. Like, I remember when I was in Arizona in 2018, we booked a hot air balloon ride. And while I was there, there was another group there, and they were Polish tourists. So, yeah, I was talking to them, and they told me, they're from Poland. They were really nice and everything. And I was like, oh, my mom's side of the family is from Poland. I didn't tell them I was Polish because I don't feel like that's my place. I don't think, I've seen where Europeans don't like it that much. Like, they don't like when, Italian Americans say, I'm Italian, So, I mean, I get it. It doesn't feel comfortable for me to say, I'm Polish, because I don't like to really step on people's toes, But as far as acceptance and, what does that even mean? Not everyone in the world can accept you or prefer you, and, that's okay. In my opinion, black is like a cultural label, one I don't really identify with, so, I don't take it on. And there's also like this connotation, as a mixed person, by claiming just black, it's like shunning the other side of your heritage, I definitely appreciated my African American side growing up. We would have get-togethers sometimes. We would have a family gathering. So yeah, those are definitely fond memories. But growing up, moving to the city, going to college, there seems to be like this like stereotype culture and like roles that don't really make much sense. And like I was like, what is this? It's like, as Black Americans, you've taken everything negative that people have said about you and put it onto yourself. So yeah, to me it's based on stereotypes, and stereotypes present people far more simple and uniform than they actually are. I don't actually think that white and Black Americans have a different culture. And there's also this idea, that if you don't claim just black, then that is anti-black, that is racist, and it's self-hating. But then there's this idea of light skin having privilege and mixed race having privilege. So there's no issue making a distinction when saying we're replacing you and hijacking things. But when we make a distinction because of our identity, historical reasons, then the one drop rule becomes legitimate. Like, I didn't say I'm white, I said I'm mixed. Like this idea that, oh, you don't want to be black, you want to be white. Well, no, I don't want to be black and I don't want to be white. I want to be what I am, which is mixed. I don't see what the problem is. If I really had a vendetta against black people, I could literally not claim black at all. It's not that hard. Why would I pedestalize something that I already have? Why would I want to be white when I'm already half white? I clearly don't want to be white when I'm mixed race. I never said, oh, I wish I was white or I wish I was white passing. Nor do I think that. I said that I'm biracial. To me, a lot of this is people having views or saying things out of an insecurity. Gaslighting, like they're probably insecure, like putting your insecurity onto others. Like I've had people say like, oh well, you're still black or you still look black, like in a negative way, like as a humbling tactic, like, oh, you're not better than me. Like I've had black people do this, and I've had other biracial black people do this. Like, yeah, I've seen light-skinned biracial people I initially thought were black or black looking, but I think that has something to do with people thinking that Rita Ora and Ariana Grande are black. Like, blackness has a wide range in the U.S. due to our history, slavery, the one-drop rule. Whereas, like, to me, Karen Parsons from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, for example, to me, she is black looking, even though she has more keen or Euro facial structure. To me, she would register as black, even though she is biracial, but she probably would be considered more white or white looking in Africa. So yeah, I get it's like relational. So the whole thing of like, oh, you're still black looking, you still have black features, to me is just annoying. Because in my case, that hasn't been my real life experience. I've been mistaken for several different races, And usually black people don't pick up on that I'm black or biracial. So, and also sometimes people will still be like, well, you still have black hair, you know, in a way like, well, you're still carrying the curse of blackness, or, you know, some type of thing like that. So, yeah, it's just annoying. You know, even when I do wear my hair out, you know, curly and frizzy, I still get mistaken for like Arab or Middle Eastern. And yeah, there are other types of people that have curly and kinky hair as well. It's not common, but yeah, it does still, you know, occur. So like, to me, Doja Cat does not look black to me. So yeah, with her natural hair, like she has like really kinky-ish hair texture. Yeah, she doesn't look black. She still looks like Arab or Semitic looking, which, you know, she's half Jewish, so her natural hair is gorgeous, by the way. But yeah, you know, now that I know she actually is biracial, now I can't unsee it. But it's still not like, oh, she looks black. It's more of like, oh, she looks biracial, you know? Sometimes black people are better at determining my race. Like, I've gotten, like, a black person come up to me and say, are you Dominican or are you just light-skinned? Or they'll ask me, are you black? But, you know, usually with black people, they'll be like, what are you? Just like anyone else. Or they'll think that I'm Middle Eastern, or they'll think I'm white mixed with Middle Eastern or something like that. But yeah, I was thinking, I actually think the most I've been mistaken for is Middle Eastern. Because, yeah, like one time I had this, she was Hispanic, and she came up to me and she was like, what are you? And, you know, I told her, and she was like, oh, I thought you were like Middle Eastern or something. So, yeah, I usually get that. I get people, you know, not knowing at all what I am. They're like, what are you? And, you know, I'll tell them I'm mixed, and they'll usually just be like, oh, you know. And I've also had it where people will automatically assume I'm of their nationality. Like one of the jobs I had, like I worked at Pizza Hut, one of the cooks there, she was Moroccan. She thought that I was Moroccan, you know, and I've had people that are like Iranian think that I'm Iranian. And at one of my other jobs, I worked with, she was younger, she was a black lady. She was like, oh, what race are you? And, you know, I told her I'm biracial, black and white. And she was like, oh, I thought you were white and Asian because you're really nice. So, you know, I get different things. South American, Latina, Arab, Middle Eastern. Yeah, I've gotten white as well. Sometimes people will think I'm like some sort of Southern European or Far East European, you know, somewhere around Southeast Europe, somewhere around there. So this idea like, oh, you look black, the world will see you as black, you're black to the police, it's not true in my experience. Yeah, there are biracials that are black in appearance, and it's not a negative thing. I don't like how people try to frame it as, you know, a negative thing. Why not come together on the positivity? So in another instance, I knew this lady. She was another biracial. She was like a deep beige color. She was darker than me. She had brown eyes, and she had like chocolatey brown hair that she would straighten. To me, she looked white or Middle Eastern. Like, if I had to guess, I would think, oh, she's maybe like British and Italian, or she's like Turkish or something like that. So she had that kind of look. And she had these people saying, you know, you look black, you look black, you look black. And I'm like, how does this lady look black? She literally looks like a white lady to me. Um, yeah, and it's always like these people that would appear black to the rest of the U.S. telling a biracial who doesn't look black that you look black, you look black, you look black, you know, and to me it's just annoying. If the lady doesn't look black, let her look how she looks. You know, I don't get the point of telling someone, oh, you look black, when they don't really look black. You know what I mean? So it's not like I think that there's anything wrong with looking black. It's just that I don't relate to it. So to me, it comes across as like negging, like how they do in the red pill. So it's just annoying. To me, Megan Good, Stacey Dash, Halle Berry, Karen Parsons, Vanessa Williams, you know, to me these are some of the most gorgeous women in Hollywood, and to me they are black looking. So it's not like it's something bad. It just seems like, you know, when people try to assert that, they're trying to do it in a negative way, if that makes sense. Whereas like on the other hand, like Tinashe, Zendaya, Halsey, to me they're not black looking, but yeah, they're beautiful in their own right, but that's not like a look that I prefer. So yeah, to me it doesn't have anything to do with looking black or looking white being a good or negative thing. So yeah, this kind of thing is annoying to me. You know, white people do this and act like that. Black people do this and act like that. You know, you can see this with celebrities sometimes. Like I remember when Mariah Carey went on Meghan Markle's podcast. I remember hearing things like, oh, you know what, Mariah Carey, she's actually talented. She embraces her black side, like whatever that even means. Like, Megan is biracial. She can embrace whatever she wants. And like people were saying that, oh, Mariah Carey claims her blackness, Meghan Markle doesn't. She lies and says she's white. And yeah, she told how, you know, her teacher, she told the story of how her teacher told her that she's white because that's what she most looks like, because in the US, for a long time, we only had the option of choosing one side, of picking one race to identify as. And anyways, they're talking about her, you know, her acting, CV. Yeah, so when you're an actor, they have you list what races that you're up to playing. So yeah, she's just putting that, you know, she can play an Italian white, you know, because that's what she most looks like. So she's not actually saying, oh, I'm white and Italian. No, they're asking what races are you up to playing. You can look at, for example, Peter Pan. They did a live action remake of Peter Pan. The boy who played Peter, he had like, what race is he up to playing? He had Hispanic, Indian, mixed race, so you know, it's that kind of thing. But people like to twist things in all different ways to try to bash someone. So I'm like, how is Mariah Carey more so embracing her black side? She sings hip-hop music, she has rappers on her songs, she dated Nick Cannon. Like, what exactly is it? Like, I don't actually get what that angle is. To me, it's dumb to celebrate degeneracy. I get that white people wouldn't care because it would actually benefit them, but why do black people want to be betrayed that way, you know? And on that topic, you know, there's also this whole narrative that, oh, biracials just come to the black side because we're the only ones that will celebrate them and pedestalize them. And it's like, you know, early in Mariah Carey's career, she was more marketed as a mainstream artist. And yeah, she was accessible among many demographics. You know, it was her choice to go more towards the urban route. So yeah, but the idea that that is black to me is just annoying. Like, my favorite type of songs will always be mellow contemporary music, like Kiss Me by Sixpence, or Dreams by the Cranberries, or Always Be My Baby by Mariah Carey. No, I don't like rap or hip hop music, so-called black music, but I also don't like death metal or country music, which is considered white music. It's just my taste. It has nothing to do with race or anything like that. I like rock music, jazz music, some soul and R&B music, folk music, and yeah, different types of races can make this kind of music. Rap and hip hop is just a genre of music that some people enjoy and prefer. You shouldn't like music based off your race, in my opinion. That's not how it works. Individuals like different things. It's not a black thing. Some people like it, some people don't. It doesn't mean because you're black you're more drawn to it.